what's up, besties? It's Elaine Michelle, and I'm back with episode 5 of the financial literacy series. Today I'm just going to be sharing overall tips and just things that I've learned along the way. I'm just going to be sharing some of the things that I've learned, not necessarily into particular one category or anything like that, just overall tips. So if you guys are interested in it, make sure you stay tuned to this video. There's also going to be a giveaway at the end of the video on my video, as well as the end of the video on Shay's video. So you guys got a chance to win some pretty cool stuff if you stay tuned. All right, so getting into the financial budgeting, money management game has been so amazing and so fulfilling. The thing about it is that I'm learning a lot about myself, and that's the biggest thing that you start developing once you realize how money impacts you, how your finances impact you. You realize what your emotions and what things cause you to tick, tock, and turn. Like, that's how I feel about everything. So in my studying and in my personal time, because what I do, yes, we get on here, we get on YouTube, and I show my budgets and all of that stuff, but in the background, I'm also reading up and I'm studying, and I never have stopped studying. Even though I've learned a method that works for me, I'm always looking for that next thing, or not even that next thing, but just expanding my knowledge on the different things, because you don't know what you don't know. So if I stick with one thing forever and ever and ever, but then there's something else out here that may work better for me, or this thing over here may not be working as well, like, there's always room for growth, or just to see that what you're doing, you're on track and you're loving it. So one of the things that I would say that I would suggest to you as you're starting your journey or continuing your journey is to continue learning. Never stop learning. The reason why I think budget videos are so helpful, watching them consistently, is you're getting a chance to see the growth of the person, as well as working your mind at the same time. People ask all the time, well, why would people sit down and watch somebody else budget and not do their own? I'm like, well, it's a learning experience. So when I'm doing my budget and I'm showing you all the things that I'm paying, and then you go and watch Shay's budget and you see all the things that she's paying, we're two totally separate, different people. But in the same aspect, you can grab some from her and grab some from me and put them all together, and you've made your own sort of system for you. And that's how it all works. But that continuing to educate yourself, continuing to learn, better yourself in your budget, that is what's most important. So then I will also suggest that while you're learning and all of this stuff, take time to do an overview. You want to overview your budget quite often. And the reason why I say this is because I actually messed up on 2 things in the upcoming year. Well, this past year. One was that the tax bracket change adjusted the amount that I was bringing as take home. So where it was only maybe $1 or so, I still wasn't getting my math correct, because what I was saying I was making, which was 2011, had now went to 2010.99 or something like that. It had it shifted, and it was just a couple of cents, but that little bit makes a difference when you're doing your calculations. So had I been, consistently going over it and not gotten comfortable in that number, I'm just gonna say I got comfortable in my income statement, because I had been making that same, salary type thing over and over again, but I didn't think about the new changes in the tax laws and all that stuff, because prior to, it had not affected me, not one bit. And so when it did, I didn't take heed to that and then make it work and do what it needed to do for me. So that's one thing that I've definitely learned in that aspect, as far as getting comfortable with my income. And then you also don't want to get too comfortable with your bills and expenses. Create you a cheat sheet. It's okay to have a sheet with all the days that you have bills on. List them, make them attainable, tangible. That's the word. Did I say attainable? Make them tangible to you so that you can see them and put them wherever you need to put them at. We are a busy world at this point in time. So we can set alarms, we can set reminders, we can set all these different things, post-it notes or whatever. But if you don't have it with you right then and there, you'll probably forget it anyways. So one of the things I've learned is that along with my electronics that I've been doing, I also make notes inside of my planner. So when I know something is due, I'm putting it there. there. When I know I need to catch up with something, it's there. And then as you guys know, now I am carrying all of my budget stuff with me, and that's helpful for me because I like to be able to see it on a daily basis, to say I'm spending this and doing this and not waiting until I get home to put it all together, because the way my mind goes, by the time I get home, I'm already 15 years ahead of what I'm supposed to be doing today. That type of thing. So there's always that when you're doing things, especially in regards to money. So I would just suggest that you make sure you're going over your information, constantly reviewing it, constantly getting that insight on when things are due and how they're due and all of this stuff. And like, I have a student loan bill that is due. I pay it twice a month instead of paying one big lump sum. So I have to make sure that in my monthly, I count it as one payment, but then in my paycheck to paycheck, I need to take out that half and that half over here. And so it's just good little mental notes, especially when you have things that are on auto bill, auto pay, whatever that is for you. When things are on there like that, you want to be super duper mindful that you are aware of what's going to come out of your account. And that means anything can happen. So you need to have a good track of what's going on in your account. If you're an every dollar person, you may still have your cushion in there, or you may not have a cushion in there. And this could lead you into a path of overdraft and all kinds of different things that happen. And you just want to avoid things like that as much as possible. So it's best to try to do your paycheck to paycheck budgets ahead of time. When you get letters in the mail, don't be like me. I had paranoia for a long time of checking the mail and getting bills because I was getting so many at one time, and so I just stopped checking the mail. If you didn't send it to me in my email, I wasn't going to go to my mailbox until I felt like it. And that was a terrible, terrible thing to do, because then I was missing things that they were sending me, letting me know they were getting ready to take some extra money, or letting me know that I owed extra money. Like, whatever the case was, I was missing things. So you don't want to be in that state. So if you're constantly in a rotation of checking your mail, checking your bills, going over this, doing this, set a day aside, you know, each paycheck, before each paycheck, to go through your paycheck. Set a day aside monthly to just go over your budget, and then set a day aside at the end of the month to just reflect on your budget. Like, this is not your let me see, this ain't no distant cousin. This needs to be your sister. Like, your money needs to be a very close relative. You need to go to it and talk to it and be at peace with it, because if you're at peace with your money, I've found that I've been at peace with other things. One of the other things I would like to stress is that you don't get so caught up and so tied up in your debt-free journey that you forget to live. Because when you do that, and I'll tell you, for like 2 months, I went through this really extreme stress and anxiety about me spending my money on things that I know that I should have been able to spend my money on, because I hadn't. I was so hung up on trying to make sure I had my emergency fund, and I wanted to pay off all of my consumer debt. And when I did it, I got nervous. Like, I got this feeling about me like, oh, I can't go back to this way, so I need to not do it. And it's all about learning yourself. So what I learned in that time frame was that I personally don't need to stress myself out about it. I need to set my goals and make them reachable and attainable, something that I can actually get to. Okay, I need to actually do things like that for me, because the way my psyche works is that I will overstress myself if I over plan myself or set my goal too high. Because when things happen, then I have a hard time being like, ooh, okay, this happened, all right, let me figure out. I'm like, oh gosh, life is happening around me. I got to figure this out. And I'm stuck for 2 days trying to figure out what I need to do differently. And instead of just living, it's okay to live. If you have a vacation plan, go on your vacation. But you be smart. You spend your money smartly. You do things that are of a financially sound mindset. So if you know you're going out of town, then you set your budget for out of town expenses. If you know that you are going to be doing a birthday party or whatever the case is, like, you just set your budget accordingly to make sure you have the money that you need. That's why I strongly suggest the sinking funds, because sinking funds is a great way for long-term expenses, saving over a shorter period of time. Like, you know, eventually you're gonna have to pay for this, but if I start saving $20 every paycheck, by that time I will be there. And you'll be surprised at how much money you actually have saved up versus how much you really don't, or trying to go ahead and just bust it out when it's time to come, and then you're struggling in another area and you end up putting yourself behind. So those are just some of the things that I would do to, you know, kind of keep you where you need to be. Just don't give up on yourself. Don't let yourself go. Now, of course, if your goal is to get out of debt and you know you have 3 months and you could do it in 3 months, by all means do it. But don't forget to live. Don't forget to be happy. Reward yourself. Don't over reward yourself, but reward yourself. If you know that you were able to pay off your credit card debt, your goal or your reward can be going to get a steak. Like, whatever it is, just make sure you continue to build yourself up in the same time. Because what I'll tell you, what'll happen is when you are so focused and then something happens, then everything starts to come back. Those bills will come back. Those credit card spending limits will come back. And you'll notice that they even got a little bit higher. You weren't expecting that. And now you got more credit line. And all these things will play a factor into it. So money is emotional. Just remember that it's an emotional thing. And it's emotional to the point where we sometimes forget how emotional we are about our money. Men are a little bit less emotional, but you'll find them, they usually buy big items, and you'll find women just doing little small casual spending because we have it, whatever mental state that we're in. And it's really important that you know that emotions play a big part in your money and how you're spending it and how you see your money. What you went through in the past, what you were taught in the past, has shaped who you are currently, but it doesn't have to be who you are going forward. So just remember that you have choices, you have options, you can change the game. Just make sure that you are aware and are focused on what you want to do to become a better person. My goals will not be your goals. Whatever, like I look at Shay's thing and I'm like, oh my gosh, like they are amazing. They pay off their student loan debt. I want to be there. But guess what? The place that I'm in right now with me and my son, I can't afford to do that. I have other things that I need to do. So my scale is a little bit smaller, and it's okay, because guess what? We're still on the same path of having financial freedom and being there financially where we need to be. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope I've shared some nuggets, a nugget, a half a nugget, or something that you can take and use and learn with it and grow with it. I would love to expand on any of these topics that you want me to. We can do it down in the comment section, or I can do a separate whole video on it. You just let me know. All right, so you guys have been waiting for this, okay? This whole entire video, I've taken you, what does that say, about 12 minutes in? So now you guys are ready for it. I am going to be giving away a $100 gift certificate, gift card, whatever you want to call it, to Erin Condren. If you guys have been rocking with me this whole entire time, I need to know down below, you know, what you thought of the series. Would you like another series of some sort? And then all I'm going to ask for you to do is go and click the Gleam link. That way I don't have to do any manual anything. I can just go ahead and push on through. Okay, so this is going to go from today. What's today? This is April the 29th. And we're going to put it through, I'm looking at my calendar, don't judge, May the 5th. We'll have it go through Sunday, May the 5th, and I'll announce the winner on May the 6th in that video on that Monday. So you guys have a whole week to enter, and let me know down below, you know, what you've enjoyed about this series, what you learned from this series, and then you click the Gleam link and just make sure that you've already did your commenting and all that stuff, because your girl does check, okay? When it picks the winner, I go through and make sure, like, did you comment, did you watch the videos and all of that, because I want people to win. Like, I want everybody to win, don't get it twisted, but I also want to make sure that the people that are winning are ones that have invested their time and watched the videos and, you know, paid attention to the things that we've said, and I think that's so important. So not only am I giving away $100, Shay is giving away $100 on her video. So you guys got an opportunity twice to win $100. And I think that's awesome. Like, we out here just sharing and caring, and we love to do this. So this was a great way for us to end our series. I hope you guys have enjoyed this series, like, this whole month long. This has been such an enjoyable process, and excuse me, I wouldn't give it up for anything. And I hope that we can come up with even more and more of these series, and just talking about things that, you know, sometimes we kind of brush over and don't get a chance to go into detail or sit down and talk about and all of that. So anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. Make sure you guys go check out Shay's video up here, and if you're interested, I'll have my sinking funds video down here. somewhere. It'll be down in this place, down in here, and Shay's video will be up here. So you guys make sure you go check that out. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and make sure that you click the Gleam link if you're interested in winning something, because I can't click it for you. You can comment down below all you want to, but if you ain't done your process, then guess what? You're not gonna get it, okay? That's all I'm saying. Do what you gotta do. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Mwah! KK, bye!